คุณผู้ชมคะทุกครั้งที่มีเหตุชุมนุมทางการเมืองในไทยก็จะมีผู้สื่อข่าวต่างชาติรวมถึงนักเขียนที่เข้ามาติดตามด้วยนะคะหนึ่งในนั้นก็คือคุณไมเคิลยอนนักเขียนชาวอเมริกันเป็นนักเขียนอิสระนี่ไม่ใช่ครั้งแรกที่เขาเข้ามาติดตามเหตุการณ์ชุมนุมทางการเมืองในไทยนะคะดิฉันเคยสัมภาษณ์เขาไปแล้วในเหตุชุมนุมของนปช.เมื่อ3 ปีที่แล้วคุณไมเคิลยอนในอดีตเคยประจำในกองกำลังพิเศษของสหรัฐในช่วงทำสงครามเมื่อปี1980 นะคะหลังจากนั้นผันตัวมาเป็นนักเขียนอิสระคอลัมนิสต์เป็นช่างภาพและติดตามการทำงานของกองทัพสหรัฐตอนที่เข้าไปทำสงครามในอิรักและอัฟกานิสถานค่ะและเขาถูกตั้งข้อสังเกตว่าดูเหมือนการนำเสนอบทความต่างๆนี่ดูเหมือนจะเข้าข้างทหารสหรัฐซึ่งเขาก็ไม่ปฏิเสธนะคะเพราะบอกว่าชื่นชมกับการทำงานของเจ้าหน้าที่แต่อีกด้านหนึ่งเขาก็ถูกวิพากษ์วิจารณ์นะคะว่ามีจุดยืนวิพากษ์วิจารณ์สหรัฐโดยเฉพาะรัฐบาลสหรัฐเช่นเดียวกันเขียนบล็อกนะคะได้รับรางวัลในปี 2008 และได้ชื่อว่าเป็นร็อกสตาร์นะคะโดยเป็นการตั้งฉายาให้โดยผู้ประกาศสำนักข่าว NBC เพราะว่าเขาได้รับเสียงชื่นชมอย่างมากจากบรรดาทหารของสหรัฐคุณไมเคิลยอนบอกว่าเขาก็จะมีมุมมองเป็นของตนเองเวลาติดตามเรื่องใดเรื่องหนึ่งและครั้งนี้ก็เช่นเดียวกันกับเหตุชุมนุมทางการเมืองที่กำลังเกิดขึ้นในไทยค่ะMichael, I noticed you taking photo of people having massage and people while they are taking rest. Why are these moments capture your interest?
Well, it's Thailand. You know, even during the red shirt violence of 2010, they had foot massage places inside. And so that's very interesting for a foreigner, right? It's probably not interesting for Thai people, but for an American to see a foot massage stand inside the protest area, that would be very interesting. Oh, well, I mean, I'm going to be clear about that. The children were supposed to be kept back. The red shirt.
What's the main difference you see between this year protest and red shirt protest 3 years ago?
Well, this one's much more peaceful. It has a larger goal in mind. In 2010, the goal clearly was merely to seize power. In this protest, obviously, it's much larger. It's not just about seizing power. It's about changing the way business is done with democracy in Thailand, which really does need reform. You know, all democracies are always a work in progress. None of them will ever be perfect, and they will always have problems. And Thai's democracy has particular problems right now. That, you know, the vote buying is obvious. Nobody denies it. When you go to places like Isan and others and ask villagers, they'll admit to it. Yeah, they've sold their votes.
Obviously, you have your own view, and some people may have assumed that are you strong supporters of PDRC or Democrat Party?
I'm not really a strong supporter of PDRC or the Democrat Party at all. I'm anti-taxing, and so naturally I don't want the United States associated with taxing. The United States has a tendency to support whoever brings what we would think is stability, regardless of what it does to the other country. This is not in all cases. The United States is not like an evil-minded country. There's a very good side to it as well. But sometimes the other side where we just want a single one-stop shopping, you know, dictator that we can deal with, or president that we can deal with, or in this case, prime minister. You know, it's a tendency that I've seen over and over, and it's not. There's reasons to be like that, of course. We don't want to get embroiled into some complex situation where, you know, we have other matters to deal with in the world as well.
I remember you gave an interview once that while you were in Iraq during Iraq War and you were embedded with American soldiers, do you feel the same for Thai people at the moment, or how do you feel if you compare in the same situation with what you did in Iraq?
Well, the violence isn't very high here, despite what the news is saying. After a 3-month period and millions of people involved, there's been approximately 10 or 11 fatalities, maybe 570 wounded. That would be like a normal day in Afghanistan or Iraq. That would be like a normal day in Iraq. So, I mean, it's not like it's very violent here and that sort of thing. But my sympathy for Thai people is deep. My wife is Thai. I mean, I have a big Thai family, some of whom wear red shirts, some of whom wear yellow shirts, and some don't want anything to do with any of that. But so, Yeah, I mean, I've been to about 70 countries, and I chose to live in Thailand. And so I voted with my feet. I mean, it's pretty obvious that I love the place. I love Thailand. So naturally, when something like this happens, I get a little concerned.
And for the essence of your report, do you see it from the perspective of reporter, which has to remain impartiality, or what's your view?
Well, I've never been a reporter, and I'm not a reporter now. People call me a reporter all the time, but I'm really a writer, and I will take an opinion and a viewpoint on something. For instance, in 2006, when I said that we were losing the war in Afghanistan, that of course was an opinion. There's no way to quantify that, and people said that was wrong, and you shouldn't state opinions like that. And I said, well, I've seen enough that I can say it. I may turn out to be wrong, but this is what I believe. And it's important to say it now up front so that we can make adjustments. Well, at this point, we've lost the war. Opinions do matter sometimes if you've been around long enough to form one.
Because you have experience to report or to cover war in Iraq or war in Afghanistan. Can you tell us how this situation in Thailand is going to finish this time?
Nobody knows, just as nobody knew in Iraq or Afghanistan. It's always wild cards and just, you can stay long enough to predict a few things. But I think the struggle in Thailand will be ongoing forever, just like it is in the United States. I mean, we also have our own problems in the United States. So those just never end.
Thank you.